Hello. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you guys? I hope you guys are amazing because there's only one way to be is to be amazing. See, I got somewhat of a better setup here, you guys. Hello to one and all. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for those that are going to be watching live, for those that are watching now, for those that are going to be watching later. Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Dale Laing-Hall. Yes, that's who I am. And you see, I even put some lipstick on for you guys today. I usually just put on chapstick, but today I'm decked out. I feel good. I hope you guys are feeling well. And if I always say here on my lives that if you're not feeling well right now, you will be. Just give it a few more minutes and it's gonna all work out. A few more minutes, a few more days, a few more hours to think about that thing that you're thinking about. And after you thought about it, because you can't think about it forever, right? You got to do something about it. Do what you're gonna do, right? And hopefully it is that is going to be something that is going to add value to you, that is going to help you, that is going to push you to be, that best version of you, and to help all of those relationships that you have in your life. Yes. So I wanted to kind of pop that in there and to say these past 2 weeks we've been talking about forgiveness. And I always say, who needs forgiveness? Everybody. Everybody needs forgiveness. Every single person in this world needs forgiveness. Why do they need forgiveness? You tell me. You're the expert here. You're the expert on life, right? And I don't know any relationship, and please drop it down below in case you know something that I don't know. I don't know any relationship where you can't or you don't need forgiveness. We all need it at one point in time. And I'm going to tell you another secret. We all need to give it. We all need to give it, and we all need it. So you need to give forgiveness, right? And you need to receive forgiveness. And there's a couple of things happens when that happens. That's the conversation we've been talking about. Thank you guys for joining my weekly pulse check with Dr. Dale. And what that is and what that means is pretty much checking in with yourself, checking in with you. How do you feel? How are your thoughts? Not only physically, are you in pain? How is your feelings? That's where, your emotions, how do you feel in your body? How do you feel with yourself? How do you feel about yourself? Right? All of the other relationships, yeah, we're gonna get to them. We're gonna talk about them. We're gonna get there. We're for the most part, we're always there, right? All of the relationships that you have with your family, your friends, your work, all of that stuff. Yeah. Got it. I want to make sure that we are talking about. My phone keeps on going off, you guys. Let me just make sure I pause this a little bit. um, let's make sure that you are having a conversation with yourself about yourself. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. The conversation that you know and have about yourself with yourself. What are you saying in here? What are you thinking? What are you feeling in here? That's all that matters. After you check with this, with yourself, your pulse, with yourself, everything else will come. And I know we do the reverse, where we deal with everybody else and everything else, and then we do ourselves. We figure out, well, let me make sure Let me get what I want. Or let me drink this glass of water that I haven't even drank all day because I've been going, 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 going. Tired, right? It's tiring. I'm tired. I would be tired. I've been tired because I've been there. I know exactly what that feeling is. That you get up in the morning and you jump and you just go, and the kids and the husband, and you need to do it, right? Because you need to do it. It's a part of life. But what do you think will happen? And let's just go with me for a little bit. What do you think will happen if you maybe took the chance on checking in with yourself first? Instead of minute you open your eyes are open, you're awake. Thank God for another day. Thank whatever God you believe in. Dr. Dale believes in the Lord Savior Jesus Christ. But whatever God, whatever higher power you believe in, what if you just said thank you? You're there laying in bed. I'm thankful for another day. And before your mind starts racing on what do you have to do and where are you going to go and what are you going to have to say and what you have to plan for, before you get to all that stuff that you have to do, how about if you make sure that you are okay? That you haven't held anything back with yourself, about yourself, for yourself. Ooh, that was good. That was really good. So peep this, right? Let me say this. I always, give the definition because you're like, what are you talking about? Well, my name, again, is Dr. Dale Laing-Hall, and my conversation is on all things emotional intelligence in the workplace, in your home, in your life, in your church, wherever it is that you go, that's where emotional intelligence is going to help you. You said how? Why? What is it? Well, emotional intelligence can be defined in a lot of different ways, but how I like to define emotional intelligence is it can be defined as the ability to be able to understand, to use, to manage your own emotions and that of other people, and helping other people do the same for them, right? So, if that resonates with you, this one, my definition, I'm trying to get it up here, is going to even more resonate with you. So, my definition is the ability to be able to feel what you feel, know what you know, and still not become overwhelmed, stressed, frustrated, enraged, callous, ashamed. If you're able to just show up in all of the spaces that you're in and feel what you feel and know what you know, and whatever comes at you, you are still on point. You are still neutral. You're not hurting anybody else's feelings. You're not putting anybody else down. You're not doing that negative self-talk to yourself. You are uplifting in any and every environment you are going into. If you can do that in whatever space you go in, for the most part, then you are an emotionally intelligent person. You know what I mean? Like today, you woke up, you rushed into your day. You didn't check in with yourself. You don't know how you're feeling. And because you wrote some people, my mom always say, did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed when I was growing up? And what that means, waking up at the wrong side, on the wrong side of the bed. Caribbean people, don't ask me, you guys. That's go figure that out yourself. But my mom would say that, and that means, and that tells me that, hey, she's like, is something wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Why are you acting that way? What's the attitude coming from? What's wrong with you? What's on your mind? People, they're asking, if they're asking you those questions, is because you are acting in a way that is hurting other people, and they're feeling the brunt of what you're putting out. Which is why I say emotional intelligence, you need to take it everywhere you go, and it's vital for life. For life, especially when you're interacting with other people, especially, right? So if you can do that, then you're an emotionally intelligent person. You're conscious. One of the very basis of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. Self-awareness. What does that mean? That simply means aware of yourself. You guys got it. I play sometimes, you guys. Don't hold it to me, because I got to bring my jokes in. My jokes may not be much, but oh my goodness. It simply means self-awareness, being aware of how you are feeling and what emotions are showing up for you right this minute. That's it. So you woke up this morning, you're laying in bed. This is what, becoming more emotionally intelligent. I feel at peace. I feel kind of excited to start the day. I know how I feel. And because I know how I feel, and I've said it out loud, my body, my behavior, my conscious, my subconscious, they're going to start working towards what I feel. Simple as that. That's easy, right? So now I know how I feel. I'm going to move in that direction of how I feel. Because before you can do anything else, you know how you feel. Nobody can feel for you. And I always say on my platform, there's 4 things that you are in charge of in life. There are 4 things that you have control over. How you feel, nobody can feel for you. You feel for yourself. People ask you, how do you feel? I can guess, but what I see, how you behave and how you are, the expression on your body and your face, I can guess, but I don't know for sure. Because some people are smiling and then it's not a real smile, right? Deep down, they're like, if I can just choke him now. That's what it means to show up authentically in the spaces that you are in. That's why it starts this conversation with, know how you feel. If you are not forgiving yourself for how you are showing up, then everything else is going to go, it's just throw it all away. Throw it all away. So back to the 4 things. You are responsible for how you feel, how you think. I got no idea what you're thinking. They have psychics, but they still don't know exactly what you're thinking when you're thinking it, right? They can guess, but to pinpoint it on the nose, they don't know. I don't know what you're thinking. How you speak. Nobody can speak for you. So stop letting people speak for you. This mouth, your mouth, it's yours. The Almighty gave it to you, not for you to give it to other people. Everybody else have their own. They can use theirs. Let them use theirs. You use yours. And I always say, use yours to uplift. Never take away. Never put people down, right? To just add value and give to other people, help other people, encourage other people, inspire other people, right? Create joy, not the opposite of joy, right? And then, of course, how you act, how you show up, how you move, how you behave. That's all you. Nobody can control that. Stop giving your power away to other people. Stop saying that if he didn't do that, then I would have never said this or do this or move that. Stop saying it because you're giving your power that's yours away. You're giving it here on a platter. And if you give it away, I guarantee you what they do with it, you're not going to like it. You're just not, because it's not you. It's not you. Okay? It's not you. So those are the four things. So last week we gave the definition on what forgiveness is. And just to kind of run through it really quick, the APA, American Psychological Association, said that forgiveness is a deliberate, conscious decision to let go of or release feelings of resentment towards a person, a group, or a situation. It is the process of letting go hurt and anger, whether or not that forgiveness is deserved. We talked about how you are the first person that you need to make sure you have extended that forgiveness. That what you do with other people will determine what you have done with yourself first. I know that we forgive and we look at other people and what they're doing and what they're doing and what they're doing. Forget about them. They're going to do them. What are you doing for yourself? How are you forgiving yourself? Have you forgiven yourself? Those are the questions that we were asking last week on my live. If you want more on that, just go to my page and follow the live, or my YouTube. That's my YouTube right there, Dr. Dale Reports. I'm here to report that emotional intelligence is the key to you showing up the best version of you in your business, in your job, in your school, at home, in your church, wherever it is that you go. Emotional intelligence will take you to the next and the highest level. It's done it for me. It's done it for countless other people. Many other people that I had that I have in my groups. There's research on countless research. If you're interested, definitely please make sure that you do the homework, do the research. So let's look at a scenario, right? A very quick scenario on forgiveness. Forgiveness in a workplace. Martin, we're going to call him Martin. This is not for any Martins out there. This is for the Martin in my head. Okay. So Martin is a national sales manager and a member of his senior company leadership. Martin organization has a strong culture, and he shares learning related to both challenges and successes, right? So it's a good culture. It's a good guy going on. Martin has a good company. It's a good person in that company. During an offsite strategy meeting, Martin shares with his peers some of the initiatives he and his team are working on. So he's delivering information about this, right? He mentions a particular project he and his team are working on to roll out later in the year. The idea received a lot of positive reviews, a lot of positive feedback from people. 4 weeks later, one of his peers takes Martin's idea on board with a customer before Martin and his team has ever even had a chance to roll it out. So one of his peers that was there at that meeting when Martin was speaking about it and sharing with them what they're working on, that they're going to roll out, that peer decided to take that information and share it with a customer and tell them about it way before Martin and them even rolls it out and does anything with it. Martin is furious, of course, I can understand why he would be. He's confused and he feels hurt. Martin confronts this peer who says the initiative is different than Martin's proposal. So the guy or girl, it couldn't be a peer, didn't only take the idea that Martin had. They kind of saying that it's for them, that it was their idea, that it was their thing, and their team is working on. That would piss me off too. Just saying. I've been there. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate, right? If you've had a 9 to 5, or in families where people take credit for things that is just not theirs, right? Especially if it's someone, a supervisor or something, or manager telling their manager what they've done, and you feel like you can't say anything because it's your manager. You don't want to get in trouble. I mean, this list goes on and on. This is hot, right? This is a hot issue right here because it happens. I witnessed this. I think I've been at a few jobs, you guys, and I think I witnessed this in almost every job that I've been at, whether done to me or done to people that I knew. And it was just like, nothing, no big deal. You're just being too pushy about it. It's not that big of a deal. Let it go. I just worked hard on this project so many months and weeks and years. And you're telling me to let it go? You just took the credit from me. I was like, you just took my idea and you presented it to the leaders. And now you're saying that it's yours and you want me to let it go? Martin is right to be pissed off. I mean, you would say, right? So Martin confronts the person. The two teams became distant, and Martin is now hesitant to even share anything in any of the other meetings because he's like, well, if he stole that, I can't even say anything else about what we're doing and other things we're doing because he may steal that too, or other people will. So now Martin doesn't trust, right? He feels like he needs to guard himself, right? He feels like he needs to keep to himself, him and his team, and be all secretive and whatnot, right? It takes Martin 3 months to get to a point where he can let go of the anger and resentment he was carrying. He realized that he realizes that releasing it had a hold on him if he didn't release it. The team and the organization back. So that's why he decided, you know what? We're just going to let it go. Let whatever happen. It is what it is. So he speaks to his colleague and he expresses how he feels. So he goes back to the colleague that kind of screwed him over. And he's like, he tells him how he feels very respectfully, very calmly. And he lets it be known. And he said, I'm going to forgive you. I'm going to let it go. But I want you to know what you did was not right. And I would appreciate it if you did not do it again. However, this peer doesn't even admit the fault. And it takes Martin time and strength to forgive. Ain't that something? I mean, ain't that something? This guy doesn't even, or girl, they don't even recognize that what they did was anything wrong. That would get anybody mad, right? Often when we are caught in anger and resentment, it is only ourselves who suffer. Martin has all the right to be mad. You have all the right probably to be mad if this was done to you. If this was done to you, right? But Martin said, by really understanding my emotions and acknowledging what had happened, I am able to commit to forgiving my peer and moving on. Because he knows that if he did not do that, he would be holding his entire team that are looking to him for leadership and are looking because they know what this guy did and this other person did as well that stole their idea. They know it, but they're looking to see people. Again, people are not going to do what you say. They're going to do what you do. Same as your kids, right? They're going to do what you do. They may do what you say in the moment, but when it's all done, said and done, when they grow up, they're going to do what they saw you doing all of those years when they watched you as little kids growing up. So your employees that report to you, they are watching how you are showing up. They're watching how you present yourself. If you are going to hold a grudge and every single time you see this peer that screwed you over, you are going to lash out at him and you're gonna just tell all the other departments and even your boss and go and tell him what he did and da 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 da, and make them punish him and go to HR and da 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 da. Martin would be in his right to go to his supervisor and tell the supervisor, hey, this is what happened, da 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 da. And whatever his supervisor said is what he said, right? But Martin has decided personally, that's from the job perspective, right? From the performance standpoint. But personally, as a human being with emotions that is run on emotions, Martin had to let it go. He may not could have let it go right then and there, but he needed to let it go with time. You may not be able to forgive yourself or others in the moment, but if you commit to it, like Martin did, you can forgive them with time. With time. I had a disagreement with a sibling of mine, and in the moment, I talked to the husband and da 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 da, all of this stuff. But as time went, I resolute within myself and I forgave myself for how I acted in that moment. I forgave them. Eventually, we started talking. The conversation came up. I said what I needed to say. They said what they needed to say. But time, they say time heals all wounds. It heals it, but the scar is still there, right? You don't forget it. It heals it. It doesn't say time forgets all wounds. No, heals it. Meaning you have a scar there now. And you're going to the best of your ability within yourself, make sure that that scar doesn't get reopened. So make sure that you take care of yourself. Make sure that you are not holding other people for what that peer, friend, sibling did. So you got to keep an open mind with that forgiveness. Oh, I'm never going to trust people again. That's not the right approach. Because then you can never have any true, authentic relationship, is what you're saying to me. You're vowing to never have any true, authentic relationship in your life. Again, because you're refusing to open up and trust just a little bit. Not every person that you meet will screw you over. Not every person. They have amazing people out here in this world. I'm one of them, I must say. They have amazing people out here in this world. So allow yourself to open up just a little bit, just a little crack, and forgive them and forgive yourself. Right? And I think we have, let's do 5 more minutes just to share some benefits of that, right? Some benefits of forgiveness is um, there was a doctor, Dr. Fred Luskin, from Stanford University, that did a research on this. And some of the benefits that came out of that, his research demonstrated that learning forgiveness leads to increased physical vitality. You are you are strong, you are healthy, you are long lasting, you are consistent. It leads to hope, to self efficacy, optimism, meaning you see that there's hope for tomorrow. You see the glass half full, not half empty. Your conflict resolution skills up because you're able to address the matter. Once you're calm, cool, collective, like Martin did, then he went back to his peer and he shared how he felt. And how that peer reacted to what Martin said afterwards was here or there to Martin. Martin did and said what he needed to say because he was in control of how he felt. He took the reins. He was in control of how he felt, how he thought, what his thinking was. So he changed his thinking and forgave. He was in control of how he acted. That's why he took the initiative and went and talked to the dude or person or woman or person or whoever, right? And what he said, he spoke. He spoke up with what his values were, right? That was in line with who he was, and he gave the best version of him. And you know what? That peer that screwed him over, he won't forget it. I promise you, he won't forget it. So you have physical vitality, you have hope, you have optimism, you have conflict resolution skills. It shows this research that Dr. Loskin did. It shows that forgiveness can be learned and that there is increase, right? There's an increase in vitality and a reduction in the emotional and physical manifestation of stress. You got less stress, you guys. Forgiveness leads to less stress. Your shoulder is lighter. That bag you've been carrying of holding on to things is too heavy. You keep putting things in it and said, I hold on to this and not forgive him and not forgive her. You keep on adding things to that bag. It's tiring. It is exhausting. Oh my God, I've been there. And it's time for you to let it go. In 2024, I give you permission to let it go. Heal. Learn from it. And let it go. So that's the end of our conversation for today. Wasn't this fun? Oh my gosh. I have so much fun when I come on here and chat with you guys. And I have my little scully on because it be cold over here in Florida these days. And anything Floridians have all their coats and everything on. So it's really good to be in this space, and I thank each and every single one of you guys for stopping by. Your call to action is to visit my YouTube channel. Yes, my YouTube channel, Dr. Dale Reports. It's right there on the screen. Dr. Dale Reports. Visit my YouTube channel. I'm in the process of growing it, and I can't wait to see you guys next week. We're going to talk about the keys to forgiveness, right? What is it that we need in order for us to move past that? And what is it that Martin did, right, to help him get to that point? So we're going to talk about the keys, and then that will be the end of our conversation with emotional intelligence and how forgiveness and how emotional intelligence can help you through that, right? Especially in this month of Black History Month. There can be so much resentment with all that happened in history. We don't have to forget it. We shouldn't forget it. We should keep it in our minds so that we don't make the same mistakes in the future, but we definitely, definitely should forgive. Definitely. So this has been a conversation, your weekly pulse check with Dr. Dale, and have a great rest of your day. Remember to love yourself. Remember to take care of yourself and to know without a shadow of a doubt that you are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. So, bye, you guys. Bye. See you guys next week.